Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the end game now. Don't remember if I opened up the previous stream with that, but I think it's safe to say that we are about to reach the end of this very expectation-surpassing case. Heather Flair, James Solaris, and Amber Black. Hello there. Time to see where this emotional roller coaster ends. I have an idea, but getting there is going to be an entirely different thing. Now we'll have to face Pierce on the stand. I'm not sure if I should be surprised or not. One thing's for sure, he won't be an easy adversary. So, do you think Pierce did it? It's too early to say anything at this point, but I do think he is still hiding something. Nick! Why didn't you pin everything on sore loser back there? Looks like Larry still hasn't given up on Ellen. If this Pierce guy is the real bad guy, then Soren and my Ellie will live happily ever after together! Think about someone else for once, Larry, please. Exactly, Phoenix. That's not the kind of thing a decent human being says. Shame on you, Larry. Oh, wow. You think I don't know? I know I have to give up on my Ellie. But Nick, promise me you'll make her happy. She deserves a happily ever after. There you go. That's an about face I can get behind. I'm sure Soren will make her happy once all this is said and done. The trial is about to resume, Mr. Wright. All right, you ready, Maya? Yep, let's go. I'll be rooting for you, Nick. Here comes the court. Yes, Sigma Star Saga does have a remake, and I gotta say, every single time that WayForward Games has come out with a real game changer, they always do it just a little bit too late. If the DS hadn't already come out, Sigma Star Saga would have been the talk of the town, but now we're getting a remake, so perhaps people are going to get another chance all over again. Yeah, I can make that one of my... I can put that up on the list. I don't know how long that game takes to beat, though. Not sure if it would count as a short-form game. Short, medium, or long. This court is now back in session. Witness, please take the stand. Alright, folks. Time for the final boss of the DLC. Which, as we have seen, just because it's the DLC, it doesn't mean it can't hit you hard. Possibly even harder than some of the hardest twists of the main game. I'm certainly gonna remember this one, that's for sure. Please state your name and occupation. My name is Pierce Nickety. I'm the Sprocket family butler. You know, it can be so refreshing sometimes when a witness just says their name and occupation and they don't do any sort of chicanery. But usually when that happens, they're the one who did it. Let's get straight to the point, Mr. Nickety. Someone tore out a page from Mr. Sprocket's notebook to manipulate his memories. And that person was you, wasn't it? That is correct. What about it? Well, that was easy. So why did you do it? Why did you tamper with Mr. Sprocket's notebook? Please allow me to explain. It pains me to do this, but I will tell you the truth. It pains you? That is correct. For my testimony will go against Master Soren's wishes. Soren's wishes? What is he talking about? He's gonna try and toss this back onto Ellen. I betcha. I rushed to the Vista deck, but the crime had already been committed. I saw Miss Ellen and Gloomsbury collapsed, and Master Soren writing in his notebook. Master Soren said to me, "I'll take the blame for the murder, so please take care of Ellen." There we go. But I went against his order. I tore the page out of his notebook and hid the body. Wait a second. What Mr. Sprocket was writing in his notebook at the time, could it be... It was meant to be a confession, an admission he killed Gloomsbury himself. He wrote that message to take the blame for Miss Wyatt? That is correct. Master Soren did hit Gloomsbury with the timekeeper to save Miss Ellen. Then Mr. Sprocket was the culprit after all. However, that blow did not kill Mr. Gloomsbury. That would make sense. Mr. Sprocket's injury wouldn't allow him to put that much force into it. Enraged, Gloomsbury tried to attack Master Soren, who was already seriously wounded. But just in the nick of time, Miss Ellen hit Gloomsbury from behind, and finished him off, it would seem. So, the one who inflicted the fatal blow was the defendant. Yes, that is correct. But Master Soren tried to take all the blame onto himself. No way! This is pretty bad, Nick. No kidding. Pretty bad is an understatement. Well, Mr. Wright. It seems your decision to call for Mr. Nickety has backfired. For the true culprit behind this case remains the defendant, Ellen Wyatt. Ugh, could this get any worse? But Pierce was involved in the cover-up plot. I bet he still has something to hide. Time to cross-examine. Tice to examination, baby. My brain and my mouth, they don't always see eye to eye, because neither of them are my eyes. You rushed to the Vista deck, but the crime had already been committed. Wait a minute. I thought you went to the Vista deck with Mr. Sprocket. Actually, that is not true. What? What do you mean? I found this out afterward, but Master Soren went to the Vista deck alone. He went out the escape hatch in the reception hall and went along the outside wall. We pulled teeth trying to prove this, and then we dropped it, and now it's being brought up so casually. What? You can't be serious. You mean Mr. Wright's addle-pated guess was actually correct? What's with the addle-pated? What does addle-pated even mean? Hold on a second. I can guess, but what does addle-pated mean? Not adapted. Did I say it wrong? How to pronounce Adulpated. This better not be a meme video. Longest dang intro of my life.
Adulpated.
Okay! That's right. So, adulpated. Meaning... muddled, confused, eccentric, or stupid. Well, damn! That sure was targeted, wasn't it? I suppose truth really is stranger than fiction. So, Mr. Nickety, when you got to the scene, you saw Mr. Gloomsbury, Ms. Wyatt, and Mr. Sprocket. Is that right? That is exactly right. I saw Miss Ellen and Gloomsbury collapsed, and Master Soren writing his notebook. So when you and your group arrived at the Vista deck, murder had already been committed? That is correct. Gloomsbury had already been struck. Miss Ellen had lost consciousness, probably from the shock of the incident. And how did Mr. Sprocket appear? He was bleeding from the stab wound he'd received from Gloomsbury. Barely conscious, he is writing something in his notebook. So, the mysterious third person Ellen saw really was Soren, then. Alright. He said he'll take the blame for the murderer, so please take care of Ellen. So, Mr. Sprocket wrote a note of confession in order to take the blame for Miss Wyatt. I should have pinged. Yes, I did ping. And it was given the everyone tag. I don't know what to tell you. So Mr. Sprocket wrote a note of confession, alright? He's saying yes. YouTube didn't show you this either. That's why you gotta click that bell. If you don't click that bell, you very well aren't subscribed to me. Hi, Donnie Ravioli. That notebook is the only form of memory Master Soren has. So you understand what his action meant, I trust. What did it mean, Nick? Soren, everything in that notebook is true. So Soren tried to take the blame. The bell is clicked. Well, then that's just YouTube for you. By altering his own memory to make himself think he did it. No. Master Soren truly loves Miss Ellen. It must have been love that made him do that. It's the power of love. Bum, bum, bum. Hold it! Mr. Nickety, can you please tell this court about that in more detail? That, you say? Which part do you mean, Mr. Wright? Could you be more specific? Oh, alright. What part do I want to know more about? Hiding the body, tear about the page. Hiding the body. Please tell me more about the hiding of the body. Very well. After saying he would take the blame, Master Soren passed out. That's when I hid the body. I quickly took the lift down to the hold, where I hid Gloomsbury's still warm body in the spare Pegabole lantern. Pegabole lantern? Hold up. Was it a Pegabole that he got shoved into? What did the Pegamoose look like? Okay, so... Let's let the rest of this testimony rip. So it's you who hid the body, not the defendant. To think Mr. Butts would move the lantern containing the body to the reception hall. Well, I did not see that coming. I don't blame you. Not even Larry can predict what Larry will do next. Maybe I should take another look at the lantern in evidence. Mr. Wright, would you like that statement added to the witness's testimony? Added to the testimony, Your Honor. I guess determined to make as much of as poor a first impression as possible, isn't he? Yeah, I remember that being the case. Yes, please. Very well. Please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Nickety. Alright, in the hold, you hit the still-warm body in the spare Pegable lantern. Alright, well, I guess we can press that one first before we try presenting. Why did you hide the body in the lantern? As I told you yesterday, it was to make it as though the murder never happened. But thanks to Mr. Butts, things did not turn out as planned. So, holding the second wedding reception wasn't Mr. Sprocket's idea, but yours, wasn't it? Fun fact, the 3D models have different outlines in different games. Dual Destinies use thick black outlines, Spirit of Justice uses soft colored outlines. Oh, really? You know, I did notice the outlines kind of standing out in this one. Don't know if I would have pieced that together entirely by myself, but I guess I did wonder if they were always like that. If I am accused of a crime for trying to cover up the incident, I shall accept it willingly. Oh, but will you accept the charge of committing the murder? Really doesn't seem to even care about himself. So he's talking about the cover-up after the incident, huh? Right. That information is only somebody who was actually involved would know. So it might be a really important piece of testimony. I think so too. I'll really have to tread carefully here. Alright. You hid the still-warm body in a Pega Bull lantern, not a Pega Cow. That's the real distinguishing feature. If we can somehow prove that it was a Pega Cow... So, the restored lantern, there's a blood stain on the inside wheel handle as if somebody gripped it with a bloody hand. Is that a bull or is that a cow? It's hard to see. I think it would have been really obvious if we were able to see the eyes, because I know the eyes of the cows are very distinct. You feel like these are Final Fantasy characters that escaped into Ace Attorney? Oh, really? I mean, in the previous trial, we had Khura'in, who actually was basically Ultimisia. Timekeepers using a murder weapon, okay. So nothing that explicitly states whether it was a Pega Bull or a Pega Moo. Or a Pega Cow, I should say. Very important distinctions here. There's the blood of the candelabra. Yeah, the restored lantern, there's a blood stain on the inside wheel handle, as if somebody gripped it with a bloody hand. I wish I could see the other side of that flippin' cow. That moo. So you had a Pega Bull lantern, you had a Pega Cow lantern. So, the Pega Cow had really small horns, the Pega Bull had really long horns. So, based off what I'm seeing here, it looks like, yeah, the broken lantern. Also, now that I see it, the eye of that lantern has the white outline, and the bulls, they have the eyes with the white outline. So the contradiction here is not that he's mistaking the cow for the bull. You have the still warm body in the spare Pega Bull lantern. The still warm body. Is there something about the still warm body? Let me see. What was the press about that one? Why you got the body of the lantern and make that as for sake and sprout the aviation. Alright, so he's just talking about the cover-up. Maybe this isn't the one I'm supposed to add. It was Larry that mixed up the Pega cows and the Pega bulls. You proved that in the first trial. It was Larry that mixed up the Pega cows and the Pega bulls. So then... I gotcha. But either way, unless... Wait. On that note, do we have any, Yeah, because these are the two down here before the wedding. Do we have any statements from Larry about where the, where things were hidden? Who used what? Let me see here. The photo of the victim was discovered inside one of the lanterns in the reception hall. Only we can see... Oh, wait. The photo was found inside... It collapsed inside one of the Pega bolt... There we go. There was a second page to this. The victim's body was found collapsed inside one of the Pega bolt lanterns. Scattered around his body were flower petals and a note and broken parts of the lantern. The petal were from flowers not found inside the reception hall. If anybody... Let me see. Maybe it was the other statement that I should be looking into. Let's take a look. Tearing out the page. Why did you go against Mr. Sprocket's order and tear out the page? That is a silly question. As I told you before, disposing of anything that may harm the Sprocket family's reputation is simply a part of my job. Oh, right. You did say that before, didn't you? I tore the page out of the notebook in order to protect Master Soren. Mr. Wright, would you like that statement added? Well, let's go ahead and add it and see what we can figure out from there. What happens when you press this? In order to protect Master Soren. So, by tearing the page out of the notebook, you erase the memory of Mr. Sprocket, who was trying to take the fall from Ms. Wyatt. I know when to guess his wishes, but I just could not let Master Soren bear the blame for something he did not do. As his butler, I believe that was the right decision for me to make. It's all for Soren's benefit, huh? I bet Pierce would do just about anything in the name of keeping Soren's image safe. Not about the cover-up at the incident. Okay, so... anything that we can, You tore a page out of a notebook in order to protect Master Soren. Clipping of a newspaper article about Selena Sprocket's car accident. Soren was the one driving. Vehicular accident on March 8th led to the death of Soren's older sister. Soren was injured as public announced that the driver had been Gloomsbury, but in fact Soren was the one behind the wheel. Nah, this doesn't sound right. I believe that it was I was on the way the first time. I think that we can't exactly contradict anything in the alternate path, but we should be able to contradict something in this one. I think the still warm body might be the ticket there. Alright, so you get the still warm body in the spare Pega Bowl lantern. Now, let me see. Gloomsbury's head shows signs of being hit twice. The timekeeper is being used as a murder weapon. Blows were caused by the same weapon, one in the back of the head, the other one on the side. Cerebral hemorrhage from a strong blow to the head, one on the back of the head and one on the side. Blows were caused by the same weapon. And so... Hold on a second. When against his order, towards the page out of his notebook. So, she hit him According to his testimony, she hit him from behind. Let's see. The bloody hand has me. You know what? I've wanted to present this, so I'm just going to present it. I'm going to let it rip and see if Phoenix is just going to run away with it.
Objection!
Holy crap, I was onto it. Could it be? Is that what happened? If what I'm thinking is true, maybe I can prove neither Ellen nor Soren did the deed. Mr. Nickety, you said the body was still warm when you hit it, correct? So then, what if Mr. Bloomsbury was still alive when you went to put his body inside the lantern? What? What? That's preposterous. Actually, this shows that the victim might have still been alive when inside the lantern. I'm afraid you'll have to point out which part you're talking about, Mr. Wright. This part here shows the victim might have still been alive inside the lantern.
Take that!
As you can see, the back end of this lantern is a door. Considering I was hovering over the right evidence too, but I was too locked in whether it was a pegable or a pegable. Yep, I was too locked into the second half of the testimony. I wasn't thinking about the very casually stated first half of it. The team was very particular with having too many game mechanics in Spirit of Justice. They were very careful with implementing it. I can imagine. And there's blood here on the wheel handle.
Objection!
That bloodstain must have gotten there when the witness put the body inside the lantern. It in no way shows that the victim drew his last breath while he was within the lantern. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. Where you see him putting this lantern back together, the police inadvertently placed the inside handle on the outside and vice versa. In other words, the wheel handles got swapped. Oh my! So they got swapped? Yes, they got swapped. What? But that's ridiculous. Not at all. If you compare the other male pegable lantern in the reception hall... Quite obvious the wheel handles were attached backwards. The detective in charge of the restoration will see me in my office later. Oh no. We thought Emma would be treated better under Edgeworth, but nope. Hope you like cups of noodles, Emma. You're gonna be downgrading from those snackoos. Sorry, Emma. Good luck. In that case, what does the bloodstain on the wheel handle mean? The bloodstain didn't get there by chance. When the victim was put inside the lantern, he was only unconscious, not dead. When he regained consciousness, he probably tried to get out of the lantern, so he grasped the inner wheel handle, and that's when the blood got on it. This proves that the victim was still alive when he was inside the lantern. At the time, I was completely convinced Bloomsbury was dead. Had I checked more carefully, he might have survived. Unfortunate to be sure, but not significant enough to change this trial's outcome. Again, I disagree with Mr. Edgeworth. It actually has a very significant impact on this case. The victim was struck by the defendant, then died from his injuries some time later. There's nothing more to it.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong. Let's take another look at Mr. Bloomsbury's autopsy report, shall we? Please focus on the description of his injuries. It says, one contusion was found on the back of his head, and one on the side. Yes, the one Mr. Sprocket gave him, and the one Miss Wyatt delivered to finish him off. Now, the defense would like to submit a different interpretation. A different interpretation? Man, where's Ray for when you need her? The victim was knocked unconscious by the first blow, and was then put into the lantern. Then, what about the lethal blow by the defendant that the witness talked about? Yes, well, that didn't happen. After some time, when the victim regained consciousness and tried to get out of the lantern, that's when he received the second blow that finished him off. Taking into account the fact that the victim was alive for a period after the first hit, and that he did receive a second blow to the head, it does seem entirely possible. Yes, as long as the first blow didn't kill the victim instantly, then there's a possibility that someone other than Mr. Sprocket or Miss Wyatt delivered the fatal blow.
Objection.
That's all you've got. Even if there were a time lag between the two blows, the prosecution's position does not change. What? What do you mean? It's elementary, Mr. Wright. After the reception, when the defendant was cleaning up the reception hall, the victim, who was supposed to be dead, suddenly came out of the lantern. The defendant grabbed the murder weapon, which was right there, and finished him off. That theory sounds awfully familiar. Of course it does, Your Honor, because it's exactly what I proposed at the very start. The second blow was inflicted by the defendant after all. I see. It seems a tangle of mysteries has unraveled into a single thread.
Objection!
As long as there's a possibility that the fatal blow is delivered by a third person, then we must continue the deliberations. Give it up, Mr. Wright, and move on. Unless you have something to prove the presence of your precious third person. Okay, Nick, just relax. You can do this. Come on now, take some deep breaths. Good idea. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. There. Don't you feel better already? Maya's right. I should calm down, get my focus back, and go over everything again. And then hopefully, I'll be able to find something to prove there was a third person. Let's see. First, why did Bloomsbury attack Ellen? Because he was tired of taking the blame for the accident? Something about that line of reasoning just doesn't feel quite right to me. No? How come? Well, if it's just a personal vendetta, he had already stabbed Soren. So why then was he so determined to go after Ellen? You're right. This whole thing feels too premeditated for a crime of passion. But Bloomsbury didn't seem to have a personal grudge against Ellen. If Bloomsbury didn't have a personal reason to attack Ellen, then... You've taken long enough, Mr. Wright. Now it's time for some action. What proof do you have that a third person was involved? Alright, I'll show you. I'm not completely sure what I'm doing yet, but looks like I'm out of time. This piece of evidence proves the involvement of a third person. Is it finally time to present the pedals? I did say it right. Yes, I did.
Take that!
That's not it at all. It was the note. So we're not presenting the photo, we're presenting the note. Grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck. Yeah. So, it wasn't photo into note, it was just straight to the note. Gotcha. I get it now. Now I see why this note bothered me so much when I first saw it. Rafe is probably bullying Apollo. That makes sense. Which goes to show that no matter where he is, Apollo can't get a break. Looks like a note outlining the murder plot. That note was apparently written by the victim. But why would he feel the need to write instructions to himself like this? Your Honor, please take a look at this note. This is the victim's murder plan, right? It's definitely a murder plan. What if Mr. Bloomsbury didn't write this note himself? Well, gee. Who was it that came up? Oh, it was Athena. But was it Athena? Who came to the conclusion? No, it was Maya. Petals show location, not the existence of a third person. All I know is that there were a foreign element that nobody expected to be there. So it was either the petals or the note. And we went straight to the note instead of the picture. What? This is how you intend to conjure up your mysterious third party, Mr. Wright. Can't you even prove that note wasn't written by the victim? Yes. Yes, I can. Very well, then. Please present your evidence, Mr. Wright. This evidence proved the victim didn't write this note. I know. Because Pierce is left-handed, isn't he? And the note has some smudges on it. Let me see, how do I prove that now? So, one of the pages had been torn out. Sort of been writing nothing but ideas, and details that were legible by a bloodstain. Struck and killed him, must see. Key of love, nah. Newspaper article, nah. Candelabra, nah. Hold entry record, autopsy report. Board of the hold, there is drawing. Photo of the reception. It's nice to get the classic assistant and prosecutor. It sucks that Athena got shafted for screen time. She sure did. Kind of unfortunate. Let's see. What proves that the victim was not the one who... So, the writing is smudged as though written by a right-handed person. Oh, so... Written by a right-handed person. Do I just present the note again? I guess I present it again.
Take that.
Okay, never mind. Then we need to, wasn't it Gloomsbury that was left-handed, not Pierce? Was it? Wait. If only I had access to my, let me see, so... So, the blood in the left hand. Gotcha. No! Dang it! This ain't Quest for Glory. What's with this adventure game? Logic. Let me see, what proves that he was left-handed? Keeper, hold entry... Swords notebook, key of love. In fact, this one behind the wheel. Key of love. A candelabra from a hold bearing fingerprints from Gloomsbury dominant left hand. Okay, this has to be it. Thank you. Alright. This is the weapon Mr. Gloomsbury used to stab Mr. Sprocket. I was wondering what you'd pull up this time. Dare I ask what could possibly have to do with the note? Mr. Gloomsbury's prints were found on this candelabra, and the prints were from his left hand. So, that makes the victim left-handed, correct? Exactly, Your Honor. The police looked into it too, and confirmed as much. Now, take a look at the smudged writing in this note. Notice how the smudging only starts from the middle of each preceding line. Had this been written by a lefty, the writing would be smudged from the left or left end. This means that whoever wrote this note was definitely right-handed. In other words, somebody other than the victim wrote this note. What? If someone other than Mr. Gloomsbury wrote it, then what does this note mean? Mr. Gloomsbury followed this note to the letter when he attacked Miss Wyatt, so clearly, this note isn't a murder plan written by Mr. Gloomsbury, but rather, these are instructions to kill Miss Wyatt issued by somebody else.
Objection.
If it wasn't the victim who wrote these so-called instructions, then who wrote it? Most of the people involved are right-handed, you know. He is correct. Majority of the family and their employees who were on the airship are indeed right-handed. I must say, it is a very rough and slipshod conjecture you've proposed. I admit I haven't figured out who wrote it just yet. Leave it to Mr. Edgeworth to go for the jugular. This culprit who ordered Gloomsbury to attack Ellen. What could their motive have been? Doesn't seem likely Ellen did anything to incur anybody's wrath, right? Right. Not too likely, anyway. In that case, it has to be about Soren. If somebody were to hold a grudge against Soren, what would it be about? That accident, I guess. I can understand if Bloomsbury felt resentful about having to take the blame. The one who lost the most of the accident was Soren's sister. She lost her life, after all. Soren suffered too, of course. He was crushed by losing somebody so precious to him. Somebody precious, huh? Soren's sister... Wait, there's one more person. There's someone else who must hold a grudge against Soren. Did you figure something out? Here we go. Oh. This is getting out of hand. There are two lefties. I think there's somebody else used Bloomsbury to try and get revenge against Soren. Did you say somebody tried to get revenge against Mr. Sprocket, Mr. Wright? The person who manipulated and used Mr. Gloomsbury was... Soren's father, the family elder, Selena's fiancé. The person who used Mr. Gloomsbury to try to get revenge on Mr. Sprocket, and then finished Mr. Gloomsbury off to silence him, was a man dear to Mr. Sprocket's older sister, Selena Sprocket's fiancé. Not that I'm positive, but it's certainly possible. This fiancé could have made Gloomsbury attack Ellen to get his revenge on Soren. What? Her fiancé? Edgeworth out there with the aura farming hand on the desk. Order in the court! Order, I say! Yes, it does seem quite believable that Miss Selena Sprocket's fiancé would bear a grudge against Mr. Sprocket for his role in the accident. Exactly, Your Honor. Maybe her fiancé was trying to murder Miss Wyatt in order to make Mr. Sprocket experience the same pain he'd felt.
Objection.
Miss Sprocket's fiancé was a surgeon, if memory serves. The only people who attended the reception were family and staff members. That may be, but then that just means Miss Sprocket's fiancé must have been among those who attended. What? Really? Of course. Otherwise, how could he have killed Gloomsbury? Oh, I see what you're doing. This is just another giant bluff, isn't it? All right. I'll bite. Who exactly do you claim this fiancé to be? Yes, I would like to know as well. Are you sure you're gonna be okay, Nick? Maybe? When it comes to suspicious people, there's only one person on my list. I need to find something that connects him to Selena. This will help us identify Ms. Sprocket's fiancé. Will it? There's something to do with the photo. I see it!
Take that!
Please take a look at this photo, Your Honor. That photo? Was a surgeon, was being the operative word. Notice Miss Sprocket's pocket watch. Haven't we seen it somewhere before? Yes. Now that you mention it, I do feel as if I'd seen it somewhere before. I believe we've all seen it. Right here in this very courtroom. Impossible! That's right. The pocket watch in this photo is the same pocket watch Mr. Nickety has on him right now. Porkunka! This is clear proof of a strong connection between Pierce Nickety and Selena Sprocket. No. Well, Mr. Nickety, is this true? Mr. Nickety, you were once engaged to Selena Sprocket. That pocket watch, you keep it as a memento of her, don't you? Mr. Nickety, you plan to rob Mr. Sprocket of his loved one to make him feel the same pain as you. Isn't that right? Alright, what's he gonna fire back with? Clearly we're leading up to something. But Mr. Sprocket managed to fight back and knocked Mr. Gloomsbury unconscious. You thought Mr. Gloomsbury was dead and hid his body in the lantern. But then you noticed Mr. Gloomsbury regained consciousness. And so you finished him off to prevent your plan from being exposed. This is the defense has taken what really happened in this murder case. Mr. Wright, does this mean you wish to officially accuse the witness of the murder of Dumas Gloomsbury? Yes. Does the defense accuse Mr. Nickety of the murder? After all of this momentum, why wouldn't we? The defense indicts Pierce Nickety on the charge of murdering Dumas Gloomsbury. Oh my! Mr. Nickety, would you care to respond? Man, this lawyer just yaps on and on and on. Did my man just use the word yap before it became a funny internet word? As you guessed, this watch is a memento of Selena. It stopped working at the time of the accident, though. Then, you really are... Yes. I was Selena's fiancé. And not just her fiancé, but the surgeon beside her deathbed.
Objection!
So that's the dude in the thumbnail. You know, all the way in the top left. Mr. Nickety, why didn't you tell me any of this before? Shut it, you useless prosecutor. I thought you could be of use, but apparently this case was too much for you. Oh my goodness, Edgeworth catching these strays! What did you say? If your office hadn't stuck its nose all up in this, I could have swept it under the rug. Not only did you interfere with the case, but you even let me fall under suspicion. That's because you kept trying to cover things up on the sly. Wait, there we go. Erg! You went erg. But covering things up wasn't your only involvement. The only person who had a motive to use the victim to try and kill Miss Wyatt was you. Uh-oh. Transformation time! Oh, okay. Oh, because he's a surgeon! That's his stethoscope. Those are his operating gloves. It's all coming together. I love it. Malignant tumors. There are malignant tumors in this courtroom. Lesions oozing with false charges. Where did that hand come from? Who gave him that tool? Well, he just turned Edgeworth against him. He is not making out of here a free man. After the truth is revealed, I'll have the both of you incised from the legal world. I'd like to see you try. With the power of the Sprocket family, it'd be a cinch. Oh no, he turned it into a Mega Man Legends enemy. I will now begin the operation. What in the world happened to Mr. Nickety? Looks like he's finally showing his true colors. Nick, look what he did to the shoulder Mac. Okay, nobody who has that expression is innocent. Nobody. Making me think of, who's the guy who, Luke at me, there you go. Making me think of Luke at me with that expression. Quit your yapping before I suture your chatty lips shut. It's like he's a completely different person. Sure looks like it, huh? We can't let our guards down now. Mr. Nickety, it's finally time for you to testify to the truth. It seems we're entering the final act at last. Witness, your testimony, please. Right to remain silent. Ah, he's exercising his right to remain silent. Hilarious. Mr. Nickety, why aren't you saying anything? Ugh! You just took a picture of me, or something. What in the world? Are we trying to imply that Phoenix's hair spikes are part of his skull? Of course they would. That's silly. That's a bit cartoonish for my tastes. The butler did it to stop the other butler from doing it, so Butler first could have his revenge before Butler second could get his revenge. I'm gonna say you do have that right. Best testimony ever, right up there with Nick is a jerk face. Yep, Nick is a jerk face, and the dissing of Phoenix Wright. That one was a hood classic. No, it's a very impressive plan. Or brain, I might add. Ow. That was uncalled for. If you want to know something, you ask the question. I will answer, but I have no intention of making any voluntary statements of my own. What's he trying to do, Nick? He's using the silent treatment as a strategy to avoid getting tripped up. Clever girl. No more lies, Mr. Nickety. You will tell us nothing but the truth from now on. Uh-oh. What kind of photo is Edgeworth gonna get? What on earth do you think you're doing? Of course, the frills would be a part of his. You'll love to see it. No one asked you to speak. Just keep quiet over there and play with your frills. How dare you! The X-ray worked near instantly from that range. That's very effective. And a health hazard if it's that powerful. You're absolutely correct. Well, this is rather unconventional situation, but please proceed, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. This ain't Phoenix versus Edgeworth. We have just now enabled PvE.
Hold it!
You won't speak voluntarily. I guess I'll have to ask him something. What questions should I ask? Actions on the day of the crime, grudge against Soren, actions on the reasons for killing Mr. Gloomsbury. So, this is basically like my absolute favorite, except every single statement is like that. Actions on the day of the crime, grudge against Soren. You've been nursing a grudge against Mr. Sprocket over the loss of your fiancée. Isn't that right? I'd be lying if I said I felt no resentment whatsoever. The Master Soren didn't cause that accident on purpose. Master Soren himself has suffered greatly. But you quit being a surgeon and found a way to get even closer to Mr. Sprocket. Wasn't that so you could carry out your revenge on him? Don't insult. Supporting Master Soren and Sprocket Aviation with my life's work is my penance for not being able to save Selena. This is how I honor her. I feel your devotion as both a fiancé and a surgeon. Your statement breaks my heart. I've never thought of exacting revenge on Master Soren. Never thought of it, huh? Guess I should probably take that with a pound of salt. Mr. Wright, would you like that statement added to the witness's testimony? Ah, jeez, this is gonna be a build-your-own testimony, isn't it? Please, Your Honor. I have to find an opening somehow. Reason for killing Bloomsbury to frame him for the murder. Reason for killing Soren, big mad. The only thing I would need to get him to really go into detail would be what he did on the day of the murder. Oh, really?
Hold it!
Actions on the day of the crime. On the day of the incident, you were constantly surrounded by your subordinates. Is that right? Absolutely. I was in someone's line of sight at all times. After all, I was busy taking care of every detail of the event. You've been reminded of how good dark chocolate Oreos are. You know I haven't had them, I just go with the OG or mint flavor. Mr. Edgeworth, I believe your investigation backs up my claim. I got statements that said groups of his subordinates worked with him in rotation, so he was always with someone. As the prosecutor just said, I couldn't even get close to the lantern containing Gloomsbury by myself. Let alone kill him. Pierce didn't have a chance to get close to the victim alone, huh? Mr. Wright, like that statement added? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to have that statement added to his testimony. Very well. You're always in the company of others, yet didn't have an opportunity to murder Gloomsbury. Oh, I see. So, if I do this, and then I ask him the reason for killing Gloomsbury, then I will fill in the first one with this piece of testimony. That's kind of funny. Is it true that when Mr. Gloomsbury regained consciousness inside the lantern, you murdered him in order to silence him? He was an excellent employee, and very loyal to me. Bloomsbury was my right-hand man. I'd suffer the most from losing him. You really think I'd kill a guy like that? That makes sense, only if you were innocent. But since your goal was revenge, you don't really have to care about something like that. But I am innocent, I tell you! Don't try to force your conjectures onto me! Guess without decisive evidence, I can't pursue this line of questioning any further. Would I like to add this statement? Yes. Yes, please, Your Honor. Every little bit I can drag out of him helps, right? So, what was the point of it being of the silent treatment? If I was just gonna get a full testimony anyway. It's novel, just kind of funny. Well, back to pressing, I guess. What did Mr. Gloomsbury think of Mr. Sprocket? After all, he was forced to take the blame for the accident. He must have been resentful. He got his position as the lead servant in exchange for taking the blame. It wasn't exactly a bad deal for him. But he must have felt some sort of indignation. Who knows? Now that he's dead, we'll never know for sure. It's pointless to talk about it any further. Alright. Dead man tell no tales, after all.
Hold it!
So you have had no thoughts of vengeance toward Mr. Sprocket whatsoever? Of course not. Selena wouldn't have wanted that. I've thrown my life away and lived solely for the sake of the Sprocket family. That's how I show my love for her. Alrighty then. Well, one thing's for sure. Pierce gets really emotional when it comes to Selena. No kidding. I'm not sure how he feels about Soren. His love for Selena is pretty obvious. Always in the company of others? Okay. So, you were always in someone's line of sight. I was surrounded by family members and staff as we prepared for the reception. During the reception, I was stationed behind the sweetheart table to attend to the couple. When could I have possibly committed the murder? I'm not buying it. If Pierce is the true killer, it must have been sometime when he was out of everyone's sight. What do you think, Nick? Is there a chance for us here? Well, as long as we have some kind of testimony from him, there has to be. Just have to compare his testimony against the evidence and find an inconsistency, right? Exactly. This is it. I have to do this right. You dislike coffee because it hurts you. The only coffee you ever drink was full of caramel and cream. So you swears you can't comment on the bitterness. Yeah, Same for me. I tried having coffee a couple of times, and it tore up my tum-tum. Alright, so this is the one that Phoenix is really harping on. So what proves that Pierce was not in the presence of people at some point? Let's see, Bloomsbury's head shows signs of being hit twice. Photo of the hold. Those are maids. Yeah, photos of the hold. I'm sure there are plenty more staff there. This is the photo of the reception. So this is what he was talking about. This is his proof for always being attended to. Fog machine, no statement of suspicious third person, flying chapel pamphlet, timekeeper, broken lantern, Bloomsbury's note, photo of the victim. Could it be the whole entry record? Because didn't he say that he went by himself? So it might be the hold record.
Objection!
That's a no. So what proves that he wasn't always in the company of others? So she fainted immediately afterwards, and this didn't get a good look whoever it was. The Flying Chapel. Okay, the love is always in the air on the Flying Chapel. You're only waiting at a ceremony on the Vista deck. Rocket make mascots will light up the happy couple from both sides of the sweetheart table. Okay. Could it be the photo after all?
Objection!
Okay. Just because he used it as the evidence for himself doesn't mean it can't be used against him as well. There's a suspicious amount of fog by the lantern in that reception picture. Weird how he said it was near the bridal table the whole time, but we don't see it. Weird. Well, I don't know. All I know is that photo, he brought it up to my attention, so I thought I could use it against him. Damn it. Uh-oh. Acid reflux, always causing me, inevitably, whenever I drink something, at some point I will choke on my own spit. Or at least whenever I'm drinking the water. It is humorously referred to as my drinking problem. Even though I haven't touched a drop of the stuff in months upon months. Mr. Nickety testifies that he was always with someone at the time of the incident, and never had a moment alone to commit the crime. Yes, and the police investigation backs that statement up, doesn't it? But there was an opportunity, in fact, one and only one. A moment when Mr. Nickety could have killed Mr. Gloomsbury without anybody noticing. What? And the one thing that made that moment possible is shown here in this photograph. All those people watching, I couldn't have possibly committed the murder. Do not believe him, Your Honor. This lawyer is a malignant tumor. Well, I've been called a bunch of worse things. He wants to infect the judicial body with vitriol. Mr. Nickety, I would ask that you keep quiet this time. It's like you said in chat. Pierce Nickety has just hung himself by his own petard. We need to evaluate the defense's claim. And your yammering only serves to throw further suspicion your way. My man, you are getting double-teamed. Mr. Wright, let's see this one thing you mentioned. But be warned, this had better not be one of your off-handed claims. Who do you think you're talking to, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, Mr. Wright. Please point out for us the one thing that made the moment of the murder possible. That one moment when it was possible for Mr. Nickety to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. The one thing that made that single moment possible is this. Well, I have been handed this. Well, hello there, Matthew. Glad to see you. Boom, baby. The one thing that made the moment of the murder possible is this thick mood fog that engulfed the entire reception hall. It's under the cover of this fog that Mr. Nickety murdered the victim. What? We even got a picture of it the entire time. This can't be good Edgeworth's record and image. The way he's handling himself in this case. Well, you know that at any given time, Edgeworth does stand on business for the truth. Mr. Nickety was standing right next to the lantern that Mr. Gloomsbury was in. This is the only moment the murder could have been committed without being seen. I can't accept that there was a moment when the witness was obscured from others by fog. But that doesn't prove Mr. Nickety killed the victim at that very moment. If you can't prove the crime was committed during the reception, the trial ends here. I'm so caught up in finding a foothold that I forgot to think that far ahead. Well done, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time to call this trial's time of death. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove the murder happened during the reception? Don't even bother. His claim is dead on arrival. Victory is within your grasp, prosecutor. Quiet, witness. I have no interest in victory. All I care about is the truth. Now that is some character development from the first game. One that we can only arrive at through further deliberation. Edgeworth. Enough of this. Your Honor, the trial is over! No, Mr. Nickety. That is for me to decide. Mr. Wright, can you prove it? Can you prove that the murder was committed during the wedding reception? Why is there no verdict yet? The lawyer's obviously out of answers! The prosecutor, the judge, they're all infected. Their malignant stupidity is so advanced, not even the best surgeons can save them. In fact, not even the brain transplant could cure them. This court is infected with idiocy! It's a pandemic! Mr. Nickety, that's enough already. Finally ready to give up, are you? No, just the opposite, actually. I'll prove the murder was committed during the reception by you. You'll prove it? Can you really, Mr. Wright? Yes, I can, Your Honor. To be honest, I don't exactly know how I'll do it just yet. But if I want to get to the truth Edgeworth was talking about, I'll just have to find that way. Very well, Mr. Wright. Let's have your proof. Enough of this foolishness. He's just bluffing. Stop him from speaking, Your Honor. I will do nothing of the sort. You're just a district court judge with the power of the Sprocket family. Enough of your foolishness, Mr. Nicotine! This judicial body will not succumb to the influence of money or power. Now then, let's hear it, Mr. Wright. Let's hear your truth. Think, Phoenix. Remember everything you've learned so far. You can do this. You can find the definitive evidence that will lead us to the truth. Alright, time for me to mess up every single one of these prompts. Are you ready? Think, Phoenix. How can I prove the murder took place during the wedding reception? If Pierce committed the murder during the reception, then he had to have used the murder weapon. Yes, the weapon that was used to strike the victim twice. According to the autopsy report, the victim was hit by the same object both times. So without a doubt, Pierce used it to commit the murder. The weapon used to kill Mr. Gloomsbury was the Timekeeper. If Pierce struck the victim during that one single moment, then he must have used the Timekeeper. Come to think of it, wasn't it also used for something else during the reception? During the reception, the Timekeeper is also used for the first taste of love, the first startup of love, the cutting of the time machine. Hold on a second. Dubbed the Timekeeper, it's a clock with a secret mechanism. Seems it was. I don't remember what it was called. I honestly don't. Used to activate the Timekeeper. The first startup of love, right? Yep, there you go. The Timekeeper had been activated. That's right. The Timekeeper had been activated during the reception. If we activate the Timekeeper again now and find any trace evidence of the murder, that would be conclusive proof that Gloomsbury was killed during the reception. A special ceremony took place during the reception in question. What kind of special ceremony? It was called the first startup of love. Apparently, the couple activated the Timekeeper for the first time during it. Does that mean the Timekeeper here in evidence isn't activated at the moment? And what would happen if we were to activate it? Well, we see for ourselves. It would give us a chance to examine it. While we're at it, we just might face some conclusive evidence. Nani? No, you can't activate it. Mr. Nicotine, keep quiet, or I will have you thrown out of court. By the way, Mr. Wright, this is supposed to be a time machine, right? We aren't going to travel back in time to the Stone Age or anything, are we? I don't think we have to worry too much about that, Your Honor. I'm still a little nervous, nevertheless, but the truth must be known. Very well. Go ahead and start up the Timekeeper. Do you know how, Nick? I think so. Maybe? The bride and the groom each had a symbol of their love, and when they put them together, oh, how romantic it was. Let's see. I think the symbol of the groom's love must be the Timekeeper itself. What symbol of the bride's love would fit together with the Timekeeper? Oh, I know, that has to be it. Mr. Wright, are you ready to activate the time machine now? Yes, Your Honor. The symbol of the bride's love that's necessary for activating the Timekeeper is... yeah, the Key of Love. Wait, what? So it's the pendant? Eh? Is the key just a red herring?
Take that!
Ms. Wyatt's pendant is the symbol of the bride's love that's necessary for activating the timekeeper. What? Then, does that mean you can start it up with Miss Wyatt's pendant? I believe so, Your Honor. Very well. Please try it now, Mr. Wright. Okay, here I go. But first, I have to figure out where the pendant goes. The gear-shaped pendant is an integral part. I mean, yeah, there's a gear right here. Wait, what? Why can't I look at the... Okay. It's a propeller. It's designed to look like the hands of a clock. Nothing has anything to do with activating the timekeeper, though. Alright. On the bottom, or the top, or... The outer casing is made of metal. I sure want to get hit with something like this. Oh, this little guy right here. Gotcha. This all looks like a good spot. Try setting the pendant in here. Click. It fits! This must be the right spot. Now I have to find a place to insert the key. So the key was the point. Hole in the middle of the pendant. Could this be it? Once again, right evidence, wrong order. Alright, let's see what we got. Well, there you go. Goddamn. It worked. The timekeeper's been activated. Now all I have to do is find proof that the crime was committed during the reception. Oh man, what proves that a crime was committed using this? The cute little trees, some flower beds, anyway. I think I found it. That's cute, if you ignore the blood and broken glass. It really is cute, isn't it? Ignoring all that stuff. Conclusive evidence that the murder was committed during the wedding reception. Yes, I suspected. There's evidence of the murder inside the timekeeper, Mr. Nickety. The timekeeper is only activated and open during the wedding reception, right? No, stop! So that means... this is conclusive proof that the crime was committed during the reception. After you killed the victim under the cover of fog, you closed the timekeeper and hid the bloodstain, didn't you? You activated the timekeeper. It's obvious that it was in this state when it was used on the victim. Yes, sir. No, you're wrong. Ellen killed Bloomsbury. It wasn't me, I tell you! Give it up, Mr. Nickety. How could the defendant, who was in the middle of pledging her love, have possibly committed the murder with everyone watching her? It was the family! Yes, all the family members conspired together to kill him! There's no way you can talk your way out of this, Mr. Nickety. During the reception, during that one dreamlike moment, the only person who could have used the timekeeper to beat the victim to death. And that one person was you, Pierce Nickety. Gah! He suddenly became Undyne in that moment. No, this isn't over yet. I won't give up. Oh no. I cut the artery! Stupid thing! Must stop the bleeding now. Give me forceps! Forceps, I said! Hey, where is everyone? Fine. I'll manage this alone. I'll do it all by myself. I can fix anything. Repair anything. So you have to get better. You have to live. You must! I would have been able to save her. If only I hadn't listened to her. If only I had treated her first. If only that Soren hadn't been there. Selena. No. I think we got a ton of revelations during that crash out. Witness, are you finally ready to tell us the truth? It's just as the lawyer deduced. So it's all a revenge scheme against Soren Sprocket. Do you have any idea how hard it is to lose someone you love right in front of you? Selena's condition was clearly more critical than Soren's, but in spite of that, she said, "Please help Soren." Ms. Sprocket's last words. So that's what she really meant by those words. I see. So she didn't mean help him along in his life. She meant operate on him first. Here we go again. All that recontextualization. I was able to grant her wish, but at the price of her life. At that point, it was her decision. So you got a job with Sprocket Aviation and waited for your chance to get revenge. You got close to Mr. Gloomsbury and hatched this plot. Is that right? Gloomsbury already bore a grudge against Soren, so when I tempted him with an even better position, he immediately took the bait. He was your accomplice, someone who shared the same goal as you. Why is it necessary for you to kill him? I didn't expect Soren to strike Gloomsbury out on the Vista deck, and I certainly never imagined he'd make his way there along the outside wall. Soren's love is the real deal, after all. Can we get some W Soren in the chat? My goodness. My plan had been compromised, so for the time being, I hid his body in the lantern and tried to think of my next move. And then Mr. Gloomsbury came too during the second wedding reception. Not that you don't see where Pierce is coming from, but trying to ruin his own marriage despite the fact that he lost his sister is kicking a man while he's down. Yep, but hey, love is a powerful thing, both for and against common sense and common decency. As soon as I saw Gloomsbury, I instantly hit upon an idea to pin the blame of Gloomsbury's murder on Ellen. You tried to break up the couple by making the bride out to be a murderer. How despicable. Like we keep on saying, a lot of this is, a lot of these murders come up from a place of, relatability. You know the why, but it still doesn't excuse anything. Just because of, so they said that Soren was driving the car, right? Soren was the one driving. Yeah. Can you just imagine Your entire life is set in stone. You found the love of your life. She's a successful aviation tycoon. And her little brother gets into an accident. And then she insists that he get operated on first. And because of those two things, the love of your life is lost forever. This was just a tragedy set in motion and unreversibly on track. So, Pierce would have had to have been a saint in order to really resist the call of the void there. That doesn't mean they deserve leniency. Sadly, you are correct. When you embark for revenge, you dig 2 graves. Though it should be N+1. And now the butler, we know the butler did it and he deserves a full sentence. I mean, earlier on, he did say that whatever sentence he was given, he would accept it wholly and fully. So, it's unfortunate. He dragged Ellen's name, and he killed Dumas Bloomsbury when that didn't need to happen. These situations that people get in, man, it's brutal. Soren was getting the company, and a wedding. Both things that were supposed to be Selena's. He took every happiness from her. Who's the despicable one here? Do you think that what you did would make her happy? I know it wouldn't. But I couldn't just stand by, watching Soren enjoy his happiness. I was going to have Soren taste the same pain I had, and then take over Sprocket Aviation. I would take back from him all the happiness that was rightfully Selena's. Yep, exactly everything I was saying, but now it's from the mouth of babes. Oh, here we go. Now we're tying it into the, So Soren was trapped in time because of his memory, and Pierce was trapped in time because of the vindication. Time stopped for me the day I lost her. Just like this pocket watch of hers. Pierce? Ms. Wyatt? I believe Selena would have said, leave this ill will behind. Your time is yours to live. It's too late for me. Time will never advance me. Ever again. What? It can't be. You know, Selena. What I did was wrong. Why did the pocket watch suddenly start? Isn't it both he'd already lived the worst timeline and wouldn't have the weight of Ellen's crime on his spirit the day after? Divine intervention, it's usually that. Symbolism. I say. Would have been, I don't know. Usually things have their reasons and they feed into the symbolism, but you know, I'll still take it. I see no further need to continue this trial. Bailiff, please take Mr. Nickety away. Here's Nickety, another inconsolable time traveler. It stopped on the day of the crime, and now it started with him accepting what he's done wrong. Usually there's some kind of physical, direct cause for these things, but you know, I'll take a little bit of divine intervention. It's showing his time is moving again, in the most literal way. Usually, like I said, usually something directly causes the thing to start working again. Just the amount of time passed, and all of a sudden, click, it's up. But I won't hang on it. I will not get stuck in my own time travel. I'm gonna move on and say symbolism end of. Who lived in a time that stood still. Now then, I must render my verdict regarding the defendants. Your Honor, before you give your ruling, would you please allow me a moment? Very well. Selena's spirit briefly became a little visible behind Pierce. Did it? It's also the implication that Selena has intervened now that he's willing to accept growth. I see. No, that doesn't happen. Ellen, there's something I need to say to you. Yes, Soren? I've put you through something truly horrible. This whole thing happened all because of me. I would understand if you wanted to call off our marriage. What? After all the ride or die that she has been through for you, I just realized that she pulls that out from underneath her dress. She's always been in the detention center, so we don't know what she's reaching down for, but she's actually reaching, like, through the dress. You're referencing Lowe's death, the second time, where Khura'in's spirit briefly becomes slightly visible. Then the both of them fade into nothingness, sure. Selena reactivated the stopwatch, that's what I'm saying. Of course not! I never once thought that! If you stay with me, you'll only face even more trying times in the future. What do you mean? Explain! The truth of this incident, and the car accident before it. I'm going to tell the public everything. I expect the company's reputation will suffer, and I will take a lot of criticism. But I feel I can only restart over once I get everything out in the open. Soren. After all that's happened, I might not have the right to ask you this, but, well, how should I say this? Maybe I'll just... Really? You're going to re-propose? Oh, no, he's stopping. Or is he? Oh, he's gonna take it out. He's not gonna rely on his old tricks. He's coming right out, baby. A life with me probably won't be very easy, but... Get on one knee. Do it. Or save ourselves on the animation budget. That's fine, too. Will you marry me? Yes. Of course. And there we go. Just like how she was genuinely devastated by that 1 second when she realized that she was being betrayed, this is her genuine, tearful smile. Genuine crying. None of that Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney overblown reaction. Just some wholesome sincerity. Ah, look at this! Your Honor, thank you for this time. Please, continue with your ruling. Very well. But first, I have one question. Does anybody have a handkerchief? Do the two of you pledge your eternal love for each other to the goddess of justice, Themis? Is the judge a licensed minister? I do, Your Honor. I do. Does the prosecution or the defense have any objections? Well done, Your Honor. No objections here. The defense has no objections either, Your Honor. I need to point my finger because that's just what I do, baby. This court finds the defendant, Ellen Wyatt. That's not right. This court finds the defendant, Ellen Sprocket. Very smooth, Judge. The judge has better improv capability than I do. Not guilty. God damn. The judge has more riz than me confirmed. All right, Judge. Your next assignment. Those two over there. He's a judge. He can officiate a wedding legally, just like the ship's captain can at sea. Oh, really? Today I learned. GG's. This court is adjourned. Now, Mr. Wright and Miss Fay, you're next. What? Nothing. Ellen, Soren, congratulations! Mr. Wright, I can't thank you enough! If you hadn't exposed the truth, Soren and I wouldn't... We wouldn't... But now you can finally start your new life together, right? Mr. Wright, we'll be holding our real wedding ceremony in the near future. Would you do us the honor of coming to it? I want you to witness our fresh start. Of course! I wouldn't miss it for the world! And Ellen, this time, it'll finally be happily ever after, right? Oh, yes! The two of you have persevered and overcome this trial together. Now, no matter what obstacles come in your way, I'm sure you'll be able to handle them. And there's another thing I'm sure of, too. This person will always be watching over the two of you.
Take that!
Selena, yes, I think you're right. And we promise to live life to the fullest, for Selena's sake, too. Right, Soren? That's right. Well, we better be on our way. Yes, my love. Oh my god! It's so wholesome! I'm about to get the beatus. Wow. The old threshold carry, huh? Way to show off. I mean, if Soren is capable of climbing his way across the side of a flying chapel, then 100% this man can just lift her off the ground, literally off her feet. Absolutely beautiful. We'll be seeing you. Goodbye for now. I'll be looking forward to that wedding. Hold on tight, Ellen. You better believe I will. I'm never letting you go. And this gag from before. Really bringing her on a Superman flight. Now I'm jealous of Ellen. There they go. You're not thinking going to that wedding by yourself, are you, boss? You're taking us too, right? Oh boy, I bet there's gonna be tons of fancy food there. Athena, when did you get here? Just now. Would have been here to cheer you guys on earlier, but Trucy never gave me a chance to slip away. You know, for being dressed like a banana peel, you're not very good at giving people the slip. You're going to be even bigger trouble with her later. Speaking of the wedding, maybe I should ask them to invite Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, really? But he thought Ellen was guilty all the way to the end. That may be true, but... He was the one who told Pierce to shut his gob. All I care about is the truth. Edgeworth, you dare. Soon over here. If he hadn't stood up for us when he did, the trial probably would have ended there. You mean Mr. Edgeworth gave us that chance? Maybe. But knowing him, I doubt he'll ever tell, even if I asked. Huh. Well, if that's how you feel about it, Nick, then why not try to get him invited? Hey, Maya, have you ever tried to catch the bouquet? What? No. I never have either. Fighting over a bouquet that's been tossed by the bride? Talk about a fierce competition. I'm totally stoked. I'm not sure it's supposed to be all that competitive. I'm a pretty good jumper, so I think I've got a chance. My guess? If they show the bouquet being tossed, Larry's gonna grab it. Because if anything smells, it's always the butts. She's definitely missing the point of the whole thing. And Larry, how'd you manage to stay quiet for so long? Shut up! Wishing the lady you fell in love with every happiness is what a real man does! I am pretty sure that relationship was over before it even began, Larry. Darn it all! If only I was 10 years younger, things would have gone differently! Hands of time, why won't you turn back for me? Or maybe Edgeworth. Maybe Edgeworth will grab the bouquet. That certainly would be ironic and flying in the face of his "I will never get married" thing. Today is Ellen and Soren's third wedding ceremony and reception. I heard the bride and groom insisted it be on the flying chapel again. In the end, they were nice enough to invite me and Maya, and Athena kind of invited herself. They also invited Edgeworth, Emma, and even Larry. Well, that is true. Larry is the reason why this didn't go completely south, so they do owe him that much. They say the third time's the charm, right? Leads you hope it's happily ever after for them this time around. Still, I get the feeling it's gonna be one rowdy party. Animated sequence.
Ready when you are.
Here we go. Was that Emma on the side?
Here we go.
Emma looking good. Of course.
Hey! Look who's next! Huh?
Get back! Haven't you ever heard of ladies' response?
I'm truly
Oh.
blessed to have you.
Beautiful. Oh, and there it is. The end. Oh. You've unlocked a special bonus in the music background. Spirit of Justice Commemorative, Sugonai. Oh, that's cool. You've unlocked a special bonus in the background settings screen. Commemorative. Ah. Commemorative art from artists. Well, you know what we have to do now? We need to go into the museum and see the art library for Spirit of Justice. Let's see. So, we got So, once again, can we have some GGs in the chat? Although, they have a credit roll, don't they? Yeah, we should be able to see credits, or are those even worth watching? So for all three of these games... multi-platform port staff. Oh, would you look at this? They actually show the credits from all three games. Man. Thank you very much, Flair. Kind of setting off fireworks in the chat with your donations. Very much appreciated. Say, thank you for the tip. Do it for the full experience and to pad out the time. Man, when did I start playing when did I start this trilogy? I started it after Trails into the Sky 1, right? So that means it's been about a year. It took me about 9 months to take down the Sky trilogy, and we've been at this for a good solid year. So, I forgot there was Creepy Judge in the background of Apollo Justice. And of course, Hobo Hodo himself. Phoenix Wright in between jobs. We're not just going back through what we did over the past 17 streams. We're going over an entire year. Oh, hey. This isn't just the Apollo Justice credits. We're going over the entire trilogy right here. And of course, we got the GOAT himself, Simon Blackwell. And Taka. I'm not a goat, baby. I'm a bird. And up until the very end, our other GOAT, Bobby Fulbright. Unfortunately, we'll never know what the real one was like. Darn you, Phantom. And the judge, who every single day sees more and more nonsense. Trucy, with her magic panties. Can we get a sub-train going? Nah. Although, I really need to set up memberships. I just don't know. They give you all these tiers also. Edgeworth. Yeah, I need to set up memberships. Once I set up memberships, then we'll be able to, Phoenix in Khura'in. Then I'll be able to get, custom emotes, and then we can do some come on bunnies in the chat. Well, a sub-train is a Twitch thing, where people can gift subscriptions. But yeah, in Twitch, being subscribed means you're paying, while on YouTube, that's memberships. But yeah, I'm gonna need to figure out the tiers, because memberships in YouTube are completely customizable. They go all the way from 99 cents to 50 bucks and everything in between. Oh, hey there. Solaris. You can't words right now, but yay love, happy ending. Thank you very much, Solaris. I very much appreciate that. I am glad that what I'm doing here is worth putting forward, the hard-earned currency. Beautiful. So we don't have 3 separate sets of credits. We just have the credits for that go through probably everyone that created all 3 games and everyone who was involved in the creation of this trilogy. You know, I really should put in a Switch emote. Switch! Anywho, let's go ahead and go into the museum and see what kind of art we can drag up. What are the accolades? Oh, what is all this now? Progress 1 out of 2? Listen to Trucy talk about her allowance in episode... Whoa! We have achievements for listening to optional conversations? I didn't know this! Ah, damn. I would have listened to a lot more optional conversations if I knew that we had achievements attached to them. You know I can try to fill up another 2 hours? Maybe. But first, we need to look at the animation studio. Oh, this is where I can look at all of the animations, I guess. Oh, I can look at all the in-engine animations.
Take that!
Ha, nice.
Take that!
Default, nod, head shake. We're destroying the desk with this one. Smug, embarrassed, embarrassed with a hair pop. There we go. Embarrassed, hair pop, eyes closed. Perceive. Look at document. Cold sweat. Hey, this entire scene is non-canon. Apollo was never in Khura'in. Don't worry. He's training his forehead. It'll be the strongest forehead by the time he's done with it. Taking damage. Wow, they actually refer to it as damage. Oh, and now here he is, front-facing. That's kind of cool. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the art library for Spirit of Justice. So we've got the key art illustrations. That's the box art. The Phoenix side of it. The official illustration, the official visual book. Commissioned pieces, I see. This was for gaming magazines. Let me see here. Phoenix, Apollo, and Maya. Were they ever in the same place at the same time? Taka and Apollo's head, and the magic panties. This is all the birds in the game. Taka and all of Trucy's doves. And all the cases. Man, this is a trip through memory lane. Goodness me. Some of these happened so long ago that they feel like they happened in the previous game. Alright, character designs. Ooh, Phoenix suiting up all epic-like. Apollo doing his best Leonardo DiCaprio walk. Athena with a nice action pose. Maya with her identity-concealing veil. Ooh, are we gonna see some alternate designs? One with her hair parted in certain ways. Oh, is the one on the bottom right, is that supposed to be her wearing her hair kind of like Mia? She does kind of look like Mia at that angle. You love looking through all the concept art after you played. Upset Turnabout Revolution was in the running for the longest case in the series. This doesn't clear the bar. Hey, it's Rafa. Rafa with short hair. Not bad, actually. Ooh, alternative designs. One where she had much brighter hair. Alternative skin tones. Kind of like selecting using low kick in fighting games. Ooh, more alternatives. Ooh, with a big old ponytail. Whoa. Even with one where she looks a little bit older and more fierce. She's got them Chun-Li buns. Hair buns. Nayuta. Ooh, let's see some alternate designs for this man. with his hair down. Looking like a Studio Ghibli character. Not gonna lie. For a minute there, looking at the bottom right one, I thought he had a chest window, but that's just his hand. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm seeing some big departures. Where he kind of looks like he takes after his father a little bit. Man, that one in the top middle with a goateed Edgeworth. Good lord. There is so much potential in this page, including, I see it, a Lady Nayuta there in the kind of like the right middle. What could have been. A couple of concepts for his animations. Looks like they integrated a couple of the alternative hairstyles there. It's Emma. Not a whole lot going on there. It's the boy. It's the guy who deserves its own game. Trucy. Edgy. Albie. And a little shadow there. Couple of the nice, silly animations. Gasp in pain. And to think, there was one time when he had a big, tall crown. You know, for having been exposed for being bald, he doesn't look so guffed about it. His father's genes weren't too strong in his final design. They don't originate from this game, so you doubt we get much from them. Really? They don't originate from this game, so you doubt we get much from them. Peace, love, and understanding. He looked a lot more hippie-ish in a couple of his other designs. Here we go, the moment you've all been waiting for. Betty and Bonnie. Do we have any more alternative designs? Oh my goodness. They were actually cat girls in one iteration. And in the, or at least one of them was. Well, that just would have broken this chat. The Phantom Thief masks I like in the bottom right, and showing how their levitation trick works in the upper right. Emma Blackwell and Edgeworth for the non-original game content. Gotcha. Roger Rettins, Sir Punchable Deface, with his best Sanji impersonation on the left there. Believe in me. With her alternative frames. Well, not frames. The frame was the one thing that did not alternate. Trust in me. In being channeled. And we even get one of him just fully as he is. Enjoying his luscious locks. That's a rebel. Didn't mean to do that one. I accidentally right-clicked. You can take one look at him and you can say, yep, that's a rebel. The question is, was he in jail for so long that he was able to grow all that hair? Roger Reddin's the professional hater. Killed his own fan and successor just to hate on the Grammarys. You are not wrong. All of his animations. Such a character, this man. Including chowing down on them lizards. Oh shoot, alternative designs. Including alternative designs for him being, all shaggy-like. Yep. Him being serious. Him having his, rebel hat there. The one on the top right looks like that could be a, party member from an RPG. Bucky Wheat. And there it is. What we all came here for. She's got them balloons. Let's see some alternative designs. Of course. Second from the top left. I mean, if that was going to be a point of the character, that would be part of her design, part of her concept. You're getting some Usopp designs from some of Dats's alternatives. I can see that. In one design, she added in a ponytail. Her crash out and her real true looks. Ooh, some alternative palettes. We've got Red, we've got Pete, we've got Pauline, we've got Peach, and we've got Daisy. Are you kidding me? That's probably not intended, but I'm looking straight at it, and That's exactly what I'm seeing right here. Pauline, Peach, and Daisy. I'm sure that wasn't intended, but now I can't unsee it. Ah, window. Ah, I can imagine they had a lot of fun going into all the personalities that a window could have, including the courtesan, who we absolutely believe Wendo shuffles his body around to become the courtesan. We're not hearing it any other way. Army buff. A true TF2 soldier. Look at her so cutely cradling that nuke. Looking like a, if Roll were made into an Ace Attorney character. Windows still peak wife material. No arguments here. Her utterly abusing her plushie there in the top. Even in her full body, full color thing, the plushie looks like it's been through some things. You love the winter camo PJs. They do go in hard. Politician, Mr. Punchable himself. All of his animations. Good. We didn't need to see too much of that. But here's Dirksod Mahdi, the absolute Giga Chad of a Giga Dad. With the absolute aura that he commands. My goodness. So many people could be fighting game characters. Damn. On the right there. The facial hair does him justice. Apollo justice. I guess in an earlier draft of the game, they all had hats as part of their rebel wear. Kind of looking more like Dats in the upper right. Ah, it's Inga. Mr. Can't Look at Faces. Ah. Some alternative designs. Kind of the Royal Vizier in the upper left. At the bottom left, more of the scummy politician. The upper right, kind of an evil overlord. And bottom right, an exhausted businessman. Ah, and in the bottom right there, him signing all those death warrants. Nana! With her flustered in the top right, giving counsel to Rafa in the bottom left. And her transformation, being wrapped up in hair all Bayonetta-like. The more you think about it, the more sad Dirk's death becomes. Yes, it does. Nana's magical girl transformation, and she becomes Amara. With a very necessary close-up on where the scar is. Very necessary. Hold on a second. Enlarge. Zoom. Very necessary. Her being a Disney princess. And, of course, one of the best reactions in the entire game. Amara being the maiden that we all know she could be. That's a scar, alright. Yes, that is a scar. Also, I'm not gonna say it. We've got a little bit of, Little Mermaid Tower going on in the upper right. Okay, we're done. Anyways, we're going to be looking at Garon now. Ooh. I know that at the bottom right, that's supposed to be her, with like emphasizing the shape of her body underneath her hair and underneath her dress. But I'm not gonna lie, the half dress, half hair kind of goes hard. It's Larry and his character Q-Pig. Some alternative outfits for Larry. One with polka dots, one with stripes, one with a kind of like a leather look there. Even some alternative designs for Q-Pig. Even Q-Pig's looking at Larry like, get a load of this guy. Garland spider motif with her hair does something for you. I can see it. Ellen. It's all goats from here on out. I love the face she makes when she wigs out. Absolutely looking like something from Sailor Moon or Totally Spies. Soren, my boy. Ooh, he had more pro-tag hair in a previous rendition. Also, the face he makes when he stabs himself. In the bottom right, you certainly are making a face there, Soren. And Pierce, with his villainous surgeon motif. No alternative designs? Well, no. Oh, no, wait, the top left there. You know, looking at these alternative designs, I think they nailed them. The one at the top left, he doesn't look punchable. He looks shove in a locker-able. Am I wrong? The Khura'inese judge. Ooh. With all of that drip that he's got going. Dang. And he is still absolutely built like a brick house. One of the security guards. The bailiff, the Khura'inese bailiff. The great Mr. Reyes. With a very General Tao-looking design in the upper right. My goodness. This man looks like he's about to blow himself up, trying to kill Goku. Taifu Tornado, Mr. Father of the Year, expert communicator, and Perez Zealot. Archie Buff. Man, so many characters that we could have seen more of. Oh, and Jove Justice. Yep. You can see the resemblance there, and I hope at some point we're able to see more of Jove. Like some kind of recording of him performing, because what little we got of him in this case is criminal. Dumas Bloomsbury and Selena Sprocket. A front-facing portrait of her. You could tell that they never meant for her to have a big presence because of the lack of detail in her clothing there. Didn't deserve to get killed for it, Mr. Tornado? Yeah, of course. The Holy Mother. Oh no. We're all gonna get condemned according to Khura'inese law. And Lady Kira. The Garang Royal Guard. The Garon Simps. The special episode ending anime designs. Yeah, Emma has that fit on, especially with the way she's done up her hair. Maya dressed in traditional garb, and the Athena looking good. Ah, DLC costumes, I see. Phoenix dressed up like Diego there. Nice. Apollo dressed up like his buddy. And is Athena's a reference to anything? Or did someone just say, I want maid? Emma's hair is so cute. I love it. Once again, taking her far away from her Maya XP roots. Super deformed character art of Phoenix, Wright? Certainly looking like Phoenix. That's the waitress outfit from Ace Attorney 3, the one that Maggie wears. That's so long ago I couldn't possibly remember. It's not super deformed, it's chibi. Super deformed just sounds different in English. Chibi Athena. Yep. Chibi Maya, Edgeworth, and Larry. And of course, the promotional pixel art. Where's the out-of-pocket dead portraits? Nope, I guess they don't have it in this one. Oh, we still got Pixel, Black Hole, and Taka. You know what? This can make for some good emote. The Pixel politician with his entourage. Where are they? Where's Bonnie and Betty? There they are, looking left and looking right. When I'm looking at Geiru, I notice that there are a couple of odd pixels jutting out. Those aren't arms, are they? Although, I do notice that a couple of characters are T-posing, so they might be arms. Nifty. Let's see. In-game illustrations. Okay, so this is all evidence and stuff. Backgrounds. Ooh! Wait, the backgrounds have their own concept art? Cool, cool. Yeah, some of these are full view models. Oh, wow. Some of these things I don't even remember seeing. Ooh. Was it possible that we could have had an outdoor court? Making me think of the final case of Tyrion, then. Wow, wow, wow. This stuff is cool. A full body view of a warbad. And the warbad knife. Ooh! Oh, this is so cool. The Kingdom of Khura'in. Just the stuff that you never really see. Ah, so that must be the way to walk up to, like, the prayer area. On the top of that one statue is another prayer area. I love the sunset area. The sunset port, the perspective. What is going on in the top right? You got one, oh my goodness. You got someone being impaled. You got someone getting squished by a giantess. And you've got that same giantess going on a rampage. Are there left out plot points or, yeah. Is this a whole bunch of stuff from the cutting room board? The cutting room floor? that whole top right corner is intriguing. Because were they gonna go into the mythos of like the Holy Mother was a big woman who or was this some kind of yokai? I mean, it wouldn't be a yokai because it's the Kingdom of Khura'in, but I'm interested to know more about those illustrations. Let's see, alternative looks at the inner chamber there. Ah, the game show area. With their portrait, is basically Moneybags from Spyro. Except he's a bulldog instead of a bear. Look at all these crazy mascots they've got at the bottom left. Literally a mob boss pickle. Funniest thing I've ever seen. We got an aardvark over there. We got a peacock with a hand of cards for his tail. That is so creative. I love that. All of the illustrations of Trucy and her various shows. Princess Trucy being in Final Fantasy IX, if you know, you know. What's all this now? This looks like the bottom left looks like the back of a bus or like a touring truck where a whole lot of performers would leave their stuff. Trucy in Wonderland at the top right. Ah, the giant woman looked like Salazar's statue all over again. I gotta replay Resident Evil 4. After all the Leon posting that I've seen, the YouTube is now filling my algorithm with Resident Evil 4. Ah, divination seances. Look at how smug alternative Rafa is in the bottom left there. And, what even would that be with Maya in the middle there? I guess, inevitably Maya was gonna be accused of murder, so we might as well just have her in there. And, got a brick. The loveliest siren brick. Cool. And we got movies. So we got art for the trilogy here. So this is specifically for this trilogy. Commemorative art for Game 1. Oh, that's right. We've got... this is all the art that we saw from before. So this is Maya and Rafa. And Phoenix and Apollo showing off their shining fingers. Don't know what else to call it. Is that Black Quill aura farming in the background? Where is Bird? We need more Bird. Nayuta just getting out of the way of those shining fingers. Alrighty. And we got the orchestra hall for all of your musical needs. And even in chibi-fied form, we knew that Phoenix never was really all that good at playing the piano. I like that detail, that they have Phoenix playing the piano. Ooh, orchestrated music. Although I don't want to hang around here for too long because I might get copyrighted. And yeah, I guess that just about wraps it up. Not just for this stream, not just for Spirit of Justice, but for the Apollo Justice Ace Attorney trilogy. This has been a part of the stream for a long time, my friends. Probably more of a lasting presence than, well, because like I said, you can imagine that the original, that the Trails in the Sky trilogy were a major part of this, but you know, I think Apollo Justice, this trilogy, edges out even the Trails in the Sky trilogy, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna miss this title screen and all this disco music. But yeah, I'm not sure that we have much time to pull up a different game, and even if so, I would have to create a new overlay, and by the time we got to it, we just have an hour. When did the first game start? Let me roll through my Alive tab, and I can tell you that. Let's see, my first tournament on stream, that was 10 months ago. So let me go ahead and see. So that was May 12th, 2015. So let's go ahead and see. So AJ, 5/12/2015. And then the first Trails game. Let's see, Trails Remake? I think I used that. Yeah, playing Trails in the Sky ahead of the remake. Oh, never mind, that was streamed 1 year ago. So Trails in the Sky still has this beat. That was March 24. Although, depends on when I ended Trails in the Sky. So, Trails. That was March 24. And then today is 2/4/8/2026. And Trails, the final Trails game, in the sky at least, the final Trails in the Sky. Let's see, Trails 3rd. I know which one it is. Trails in the Sky 3rd, The End. That was 4 months ago, so we're, that was November, that was the, November 24th, 2025. And so that goes, so Apollo Justice lasted about 11 months. Hold on a second, I did this wrong. 3/24/2025. So yeah, Trails lasted for about 8 months. So yeah, we have been playing the Apollo Justice Ace Attorney trilogy for longer than we played the Trails in the Sky trilogy. Though, to be fair, I kind of bum-rushed. We did play Tyrion, Cuthbert, in between those. So we're getting that on a technicality. Star Ocean 2 was not in the middle. So to the point, the reason why Apollo Justice lasted longer than Trails in the Sky is moderator Katone's fault. I'm sticking to it. Don't at me. I am very glad that you had fun to watch this entire series. You are very welcome for the stream. Blorf and Wind. What are we gonna do now? Oh no, I got added. Also? What's the also? The additional, you're welcome for the stream, just because it was set twice. Oh no, I have been added. But yes, I know exactly what I'm going to play now. Because we need to play a short form game, right? And I have been told that certain games are short form, so I'm going to take your words for it. And we have gone way too long since Falcom. So, next time you see me, we're going to take things back to the start. And we are going to view some East origins. Hold on to your butts. No, no. Why no? Yes, you said that if I was going to play both of the games, if I was going to play both East games, it would be East Origins, then 10. But if I was going to play just one, it would be 10. So I'm going to play both of them, and it's going to start with East Origins. So you'll get, like, what? 1, 2, 3, 4 streams in which to prep your notes? Arkham Nepishtim. Which one is Arkham Nepishtim? Was that 10 or was that 9 or was that... Oh, that's 6. Shows what I know. I don't even have 9 or 10. 1 and 2 before Arc. And you say they're all relatively short, so we shouldn't have too much longer. Although that definitely will give you more time before we hit up Trail 0. So make the most of it. Now that I think about it, I probably should wish list every single East game, because it seems like that's going to be something that we'll go through. I mean, I'm not saying get it to me right now. I'm just saying I'll be getting those notifications. Because hey, the East 8 was a strong first impression. Oh my goodness, even East versus Trails in the Sky has been added to Steam. That's cool. Alright. Oh! East 9 is a demo. That's cool. Maybe I'll try that out one time. Okay. You've seen East 1 playthroughs taking 2 hours. He died a lot, and it still only took 2 hours? You're tempting me, well... Like I said, I would need to set up my interface for that. So, hey, maybe that definitely will be a next time sort of thing. Anyways, for whatever reason, I'm starving. So, I'm going to give everyone a little bit extra time back. So, I'll go through all again. You're very welcome for the stream. Glad you had a great time. Thank you for your blessings. Blorf And thank you if you're watching this as a VOD. And I think it's worth a like, a subscribe, the comment, a ring of the bell. If you made it all the way through this entire trilogy with me, and of course, join the Discord. It is in the description. It'll let you know when the next stream comes up. As for me, next time you see me, we're going back to the beginning, and we're seeing some East origins. He said the thing. Until that time, game over. East 1, whatever.